Okay, so I'm going to show you what I mean by super dark and also how to draw with the eraser. So I'm going to take the vine, I'm going to tone my paper with this middle ground that's halfway in between how dark I can go and how light I can go with that vine. So I suggest with your vine doing a value scale to see how dark and light you can go with it. And see, I'm right in the middle between those two. So I have my kneaded eraser right here, brand new. I'm going to shape it. And instead of outlining it with my charcoal, get a little bit cleaner lines and to build it up, those highlights so we can go super light and super dark. I am going to do the gestural drawing with my eraser. Okay, so I have my little cat figurine here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this vine first and build up the darker areas. And I'm not outlining. See, I'm leaving that ear without the charcoal, without the outline. And we're gonna punch that up here in a moment. The flower garland. Then I have my fabric, but I'm not touching that top piece. Only where I see shadow drop in, I'm leaving that untouched. Oh, and I have one object over here that touches that. I'll deal with that here in a moment. Okay, now put in the main features. Sorry, someone was calling me. I'm expecting an important call. That wasn't it though. So, all right. So I'm going to blend in these parts right here. You can either do that with your eraser, or you can do that with your fingers or a blending stick. Let's see here. I'm going to use my fingers, sort of smooth this out. Remember, fabric, we want a little bit to show the form and how it bends over. Now I'm going to start, before I get too dark, I'm going to start drawing with my eraser again, dropping in more highlights. Sorry, I'll try and flip it around so you can see what I'm doing. And I just shaped this into a point, however far I want to take it. It also helps kind of to use this because it blends at the same time, so you get a little bit of crisper gradient going in. And we build this up here. Oh, where's my Sumo? I think I left it in the other room. But the Sumo eraser is not a required supply, so I guess we'll do it the best we can with our required supplies. So I got our pink eraser here. And then I'm going to go in and hit where it's going to be brighter. Takes away a little bit more. A little bit more. And then I'm going to use my white chalk last. But so when I say super dark, there's only so many values you can get out of your vine here. We established our value scale. This is as dark as we can get. This is as light as we can get. So that's when we want to come in with our compressed charcoal and really hit those spots that are darker. Blend in, get more of a value scale. And see, we're not necessarily outlining anything since we're drawing with our eraser. This gives us a more realistic finish. And see, sometimes your objects blend together with the shadow. So I noticed some people just stop there, but you can really blend them together because that's what's really there. We're paying attention to what's there rather than what we think is there. And also, I'll show you something else here in a second. If that really bothers you, you can do some selective editing. All right. Oh, I should add some details before we get started doing that part. The cute little eyelashes in there. Top of the nose. Top of the mouth. Little cheek. A little rosy. Quickly put this, since this is my main focus rather than this over here, we don't have to spend as much time on it. And on those 15-minute drawings, this is what I'm talking about, picking an area. Because this whole thing right here, over here, there's a flower pot, roses and everything in the background. Like right here is a flower pot. There's a picture frame over here. This is what I mean by zooming into your composition. Now, to add contrast, to make this feel darker, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here and I am going to drop a background that is super duper dark. Now I outlined that, but because everything's going to be solid here, it'll still have the same effect as when I drew it. Now see what a difference that makes from having this be lighter and this area be darker. It sets up a really great contrast between the two. So you're getting tonal changes. I'm going to smooth this out. And then I'm going to come in with my white chalk and build up some of those highlights. This is also where I could grayscale things, but we won't even mess with that right this very second. And then remember, I was telling you, if it really bothered you that it was, blending into this, you can come in with your white chalk and have a little highlight there to show the separation, like making up a radial highlight against the figure, like that. I don't have, I'm very ill prepared for this. I just woke up. I don't have my opaque white ink. I'm wondering if I have a pink marker I can just use over here. I do. So to make things a little brighter, I can come in, add little things. Just like that. And of course, this is only, 10 minutes in, but you just keep on building and building and building on that. So first step would be tone your paper, get a middle ground with the vine, then start your drawing with your eraser, and then get your shadows in with the vine. And after you've maxed out the values with that, then you'll switch over to your compressed charcoal. You'll go in with that, then start building up the highlights. Now, it doesn't have to have a dark background always. This just helps if your background, foreground, and middle ground are lighter. If this area is super dark, then maybe you want to make this area light. It just depends. But for now, I'd stick with this formula for getting super dark. Let me know if you have any questions.